The rain fell like tears from heaven on that gray October morning in Cedar Falls, Iowa, as 7-year-old Emma Martinez clutched her worn teddy bear and watched her father's casket being lowered into the ground. Her small frame shivered in the oversized black dress that her stepmother Patricia had hastily bought from a thrift store the night before. Emma didn't understand why everyone was crying or why her daddy wasn't coming home anymore, but she knew something terrible had happened that would change her life forever. Standing beside her, Patricia Martinez checked her phone for the third time in 5 minutes, her face a mask of barely concealed impatience. At 32, Patricia had married Emma's father Miguel just 2 years earlier, drawn more to his modest savings account and life insurance policy than to genuine love. Now that Miguel was gone, taken suddenly by a heart attack at the construction site where he worked, Patricia saw only one thing when she looked at Emma: a burden she never wanted and certainly couldn't afford. As the small group of mourners began to disperse, Emma noticed her stepmother whispering urgently to her sister Carmen on the phone. The words she caught made her small heart race with fear. "I can't take care of her, never signed up for this, foster care, tonight." Across the cemetery, 63-year-old William Harper sat in his black Mercedes, originally there to pay respects to his longtime employee Miguel Martinez. William owned Harper Construction, the company where Miguel had worked faithfully for 8 years. He had always admired Miguel's dedication and work ethic, often seeing him stay late to perfect his craft or help younger workers learn the trade. What William didn't expect to witness was the heartbreaking scene unfolding before him. Through his rain-streaked windshield, William watched as Patricia roughly grabbed Emma's arm and spoke to her in harsh, clipped tones. Even from a distance, he could see the child's confusion and fear. His own heart, still healing from losing his beloved wife Catherine to cancer 3 years earlier, ached as he observed the little girl's desperate attempts to stay close to the only parent figure she had left. William had built his construction empire from nothing, starting with a single pickup truck and a toolbox when he was just 22. 40 years later, he employed over 300 people across the Midwest and was worth close to $50 million. But all his success felt hollow without Catherine, and without the children they never had the chance to have. Catherine's battle with cancer had lasted 7 years, during which they had poured all their love and hope into treatments and experimental procedures instead of building the family they had always dreamed of. As the cemetery emptied, William noticed Emma sitting alone on a small bench near her father's grave, still clutching her teddy bear. Patricia was nowhere to be seen. The rain had intensified, and the little girl's thin dress offered no protection against the cold. Without hesitation, William grabbed his umbrella and approached her. "Hey there, sweetheart," William said gently, holding the umbrella over Emma's head. "I'm Mr. Harper. I knew your daddy from work. He was a really good man." Emma looked up with eyes that seemed far too wise for her 7 years. "Are you here to take me away too?" she asked quietly, her voice barely audible over the sound of rain on the umbrella. William's heart shattered. "What do you mean, honey?" "Patricia said someone would come get me and take me to live with strangers. She said she can't keep me because I cost too much money." Emma's lower lip trembled as she spoke, but she didn't cry. It was as if she had already cried all the tears she had. William knelt down to Emma's level, his expensive suit soaking up water from the wet grass. "Where is Patricia now?" "She left with Aunt Carmen. She said she had important things to do and couldn't wait around anymore." Emma hugged her teddy bear tighter. "She took my daddy's car and all his things. She said I could only keep Mr. Buttons." She held up her teddy bear, its brown fur matted and one eye missing, but clearly beloved. At that moment, William made a decision that would change both their lives forever. He couldn't leave this child alone at a cemetery, and he certainly couldn't stand by while she was abandoned by the only family she had left. "Emma, would you like to come with me? I promise you'll be safe, and we can figure out what to do next together. I have a big house with lots of rooms, and I think Mr. Buttons would like it there." Emma studied his face carefully, the way children do when they're trying to determine if an adult can be trusted. Something in William's kind blue eyes reminded her of her father, and she nodded slowly. Over the following days, William learned more about Emma's situation. Patricia had indeed abandoned her, leaving town with whatever valuables she could gather from Miguel's modest apartment. She had made no arrangements for Emma's care and had left no forwarding address. The social services system was overwhelmed, and Emma would likely spend months bouncing between foster homes if William hadn't stepped in. William hired the best family attorney in Iowa and began the process of becoming Emma's legal guardian. During the lengthy legal proceedings, Emma stayed in his sprawling farmhouse on the outskirts of Cedar Falls. The house, which had felt like a mausoleum since Catherine's death, suddenly came alive with the sound of small feet running up and down the hardwood stairs and the gentle chatter of a child discovering new rooms and hidden treasures. Emma was initially quiet and withdrawn, speaking only when spoken to and carefully cleaning up after herself as if afraid she might be sent away if she caused any trouble. But William was patient and gentle, understanding that trust would take time to rebuild after such a devastating betrayal. He converted Catherine's old art studio into a bedroom for Emma, painting the walls a soft lavender color that she had shyly admitted was her favorite. He filled the room with books, toys, and art supplies, creating a space that was entirely hers. Most importantly, he placed a framed photo of Miguel on her nightstand and told her stories about her father's dedication and kindness that she had never heard before. "Your daddy was the kind of man who would stay after work to help anyone who needed it," William told her one evening as they sat by the fireplace. "He fixed Mrs. Patterson's front steps for free when she couldn't afford to pay. He taught 3 different guys how to use power tools safely. Everyone at the construction site respected him." Emma's eyes lit up with pride. "Really? Patricia never said nice things about Daddy. She said he didn't make enough money and that's why we couldn't have nice things." William felt a surge of anger at Patricia's cruelty, but kept his voice calm. "Your father was rich in all the ways that really matter, Emma. He was kind, hardworking, and honest. Those are treasures that money can't buy." As weeks turned into months, Emma slowly began to bloom. She enrolled in Cedar Falls Elementary School, where her teacher Mrs. Rodriguez quickly noticed her intelligence and creativity. Emma excelled in reading and art, often staying after school to work on special projects or help younger students with their homework. William attended every school event, parent-teacher conference, and art show. He cheered louder than anyone when Emma won the 2nd grade spelling bee and held her hand during her first dental appointment. He learned to braid her long dark hair, though his attempts were admittedly clumsy compared to the YouTube tutorials he had studied. But perhaps the most profound change was in William himself. The grief and loneliness that had consumed him since Catherine's death began to lift as he watched Emma discover the world around her. Her laughter filled the empty spaces in his heart, and her curiosity about everything from how birds fly to why the sky changes colors reminded him of all the beauty he had stopped noticing. One evening, as they worked together in Catherine's old garden, Emma asked the question William had been dreading and anticipating in equal measure. "Mr. William, why did you help me when Patricia didn't want me anymore?" William set down his gardening tools and considered his answer carefully. "Do you remember what I told you about your daddy helping people at work?" Emma nodded, her small hands still clutching a packet of sunflower seeds they were planning to plant. "Well, I think kindness is like those seeds. When someone plants it, it grows into something beautiful that makes the whole world a little brighter. Your daddy planted kindness everywhere he went. When I saw you alone at the cemetery, I knew he would want someone to plant kindness for you too." Emma was quiet for a long moment, then looked up at William with a serious expression. "Are you going to be my new daddy?" The simple question hit William like a thunderbolt. Over the past 8 months, he had fallen completely in love with this brave, intelligent, wonderful little girl. The legal proceedings were nearly complete, and Emma's placement with him was becoming permanent. But hearing her express the same hope he had been carrying in his heart made it real in a way that legal documents never could. "Would you like me to be?" he asked softly. Emma's face broke into the brightest smile he had ever seen. "Yes. And can Mr. Buttons be your grandson?" William laughed, the sound rich and full of joy. I would be honored to adopt both of you. The legal adoption was finalized on a sunny spring day almost exactly 1 year after Miguel's funeral. Emma wore a new white dress that she had picked out herself, and William wore his best suit with a purple tie that matched her favorite color. Judge Martinez, who coincidentally shared Emma's father's last name, smiled widely as she declared Emma Harper officially part of William's family. This is one of the happiest days I've had in my courtroom, Judge Martinez said after the ceremony. It's clear that you two belong together. Emma hugged William tightly as photographers from the local newspaper captured the moment. The Cedar Falls Gazette ran a feature story about their journey, calling it a testament to the power of kindness in dark times. But the real celebration happened that evening at home, where William had organized a small party with Emma's teachers, classmates, and friends they had made in the community. Mrs. Rodriguez gave a speech about how Emma had touched everyone's lives with her resilience and kindness. Even the mailman, Joe, stopped by with a congratulations card and mentioned how much he enjoyed Emma's daily waves and questions about his route. As the guests departed and they cleaned up the remnants of cake and decorations, Emma found William sitting quietly on the back porch, looking out at the garden they had planted together. "Are you sad, Daddy?" she asked, using the word that still made his heart skip a beat every time. "Not sad, sweetheart. Just thinking about how much your life has changed this year." Emma climbed into the rocking chair beside him, Mr. Buttons tucked securely under her arm. "My life got better when you found me. But I think your life got better too, didn't it?" William marveled at her insight. "You're absolutely right, Emma. You saved me just as much as I saved you." "That's what families do," she said matter-of-factly. "They save each other." Over the following years, Emma continued to thrive. She maintained straight A's throughout elementary school and developed a passion for helping others that clearly came from both her father's example and William's influence. She volunteered at the local animal shelter, participated in food drives for families in need, and even started a kindness club at school that organized random acts of kindness throughout the community. When Emma turned 16, William surprised her with a scholarship fund he had established in Miguel Martinez's name. The fund would provide college assistance to children of construction workers who had lost a parent. Emma cried happy tears when she read the plaque, established in memory of Miguel Martinez, whose daughter Emma taught us that kindness plants seeds that grow into hope. "I want to be a teacher," Emma told William that day. "I want to help kids who feel lost and scared, the way you helped me." "You'll be an amazing teacher," William replied, his voice thick with pride. "You already are." Emma did indeed become a teacher, graduating summa cum laude from the University of Iowa with a degree in elementary education. She returned to Cedar Falls and began teaching at her old elementary school, where Mrs. Rodriguez had recently retired. On her first day, she found a note on her desk, "Welcome home, Emma. Your kindness has come full circle. Love, Mrs. Rodriguez." Now 28 years old and married to a wonderful man named David who shared her passion for helping others, Emma often tells her own students about the importance of kindness and never giving up hope, even when life seems darkest. She keeps a photo of her father on her desk, right next to one of William walking her down the aisle at her wedding. William, now 74 and officially Grandpa Bill, to Emma's twin daughters Sophia and Isabella, continues to run Harper Construction with Emma's input on the company's charitable initiatives. Together, they have built homes for hurricane victims, provided scholarships to hundreds of students, and created after-school programs for children in need. But perhaps most importantly, they have proven that family isn't just about blood relations. It's about the choice to love, protect, and nurture each other through all of life's challenges and celebrations. Every year on the anniversary of Miguel's death, William and Emma visit his grave together. They bring fresh flowers and share stories about their year with him, as if he's right there listening. Emma always ends their visit the same way: "Thank you, Daddy, for teaching me that kindness is the most important thing we can give each other. And thank you for sending me my second daddy when I needed him most." This remarkable story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, kindness has the power to transform lives in ways we never imagined possible. William thought he was simply helping a child in need, but Emma gave him something far greater: a purpose, a family, and a renewed faith in the goodness of humanity. Their journey shows us that every act of compassion, no matter how small it might seem, plants seeds of hope that can grow into something beautiful and life-changing. Sometimes the people we help end up helping us in return, and sometimes a stranger's kindness becomes the foundation for a lifetime of love and belonging. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who needs to be reminded that kindness still exists in this world. Subscribe to Pure Kindness Stories to hear more inspiring tales of human compassion and the incredible power we all have to make a difference in each other's lives. Remember, you never know when a simple act of kindness might change someone's entire world, or when it might change yours in return. Thank you for being part of our community of kindness, and we'll see you in the next story.